Welcome, one and all, to the Level Up Lariat Podcast, live from NerdBacon HQ. There's so much Sami Zayn in my face right now. Oh my god, I have an echo.
Yeah, not sure what's happening with your audio there.
I may have actually figured this out. Hang on.
Okay, I didn't see you. For those of you joining us on Twitch, we're also trying to figure out how to do a relay simulcast onto Facebook Live. And we're just kind of figuring that out on the fly. But anyway, while Jeff is figuring that out, or do you want to do intros? You got it.
Live from NerdBacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa. This is Level Up Lariat Podcast here. I think I may have actually found it on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
I may have this working now. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm guessing.
This fine gentleman who's doing some tech work, that is the one and only Jeff Roth. I am Dave the Watchman. We're both with NerdBacon.com. Welcome to the Level Up Lariat Podcast, the only podcast that covers the most fine and sophisticated things in life. That would be pro wrestling and video games.
That is correct. We may also be live on Facebook. I don't freaking know how this thing works.
Well, it's an adventure. I will check on my phone. Anyway.
Yes, so we're going to cover the finer points of the finer things in life, professional wrestling and video games. And before we get to the meat of everything, the biggest news of the week did not happen in pro wrestling, did not happen in video games. It happened to our very own Level Up Justin.
Oh, that's right.
So usually we're joined by a third, and he's indisposed tonight because he's a daddy now.
Yay! Congratulations, Level Up Justin!
Yeah, he's taken a much needed vacation from us. I wouldn't blame him. But he welcomed his baby into the world. Everybody's doing fine. But he's off being a daddy. So congratulations, Justin. We miss you, but obviously we understand why you're with the baby.
Indeed. Yes, congratulations. That's fantastic work, old man. Good job.
You did it.
He did it. He is a doer of it, quite literally.
Yeah. Are we live on Facebook?
I am not seeing it like on our page at all.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. I thought I got excited for a second.
That's so odd.
All right, I'm just gonna stop trying.
Okay. When it
does, for next week.
Stop trying. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're there for next week. So Dave, let's kick things off here with. Oh, I know why.
Why?
I'm gonna make this work. Okay, I'm gonna make it work. Hang on. Because I gotta hit the go live button on Facebook.
that might help.
It might help. You shut your face. We're gonna. I don't use Facebook Live, obviously.
No, we don't. We're trying it out. That's all right. We've got.
All right, we're
growing pains.
There's a very high possibility we're now live on Facebook.
Okay, let me check Facebook.
Okay.
Anyway. Oh! Holy crap! What is this?
Yep.
Okay, let me see if we've got some audio. Hang on.
Say, is there audio?
Watch an app. Do I even have the Facebook app?
I see us.
Oh, I don't have the Facebook app. Hang on, let me check Google Chrome real quick. Which means we're gonna.
Is there a separate Facebook app to watch live video? This is redunk.
You have to watch. Yeah, I think you have to watch it in.
Oh no, I got it. I got it on the Facebook app. Okay.
Let's see.
And.
Here's the question.
And the man himself is here. Wave at Dave Barry. He's here.
Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna unmute the stream. This could be probably bad.
All right. Let's see. Here we go.
Okay. Now I'm getting echo. Great. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna mute Chrome.
So.
For me.
Interesting. I don't think I can hear it. On my end. But if you think you can hear it, then you're good.
Wait. Can anybody hear us on the Facebook?
Wait, there are two comments. Let's see.
saying sup, guys. Oh, man. I feel like I was so close. It's all right, though.
Maybe I just have to click on it? Click on it for more. Let's see. Wow. Somebody's driving somewhere.
You can hear that outside my window?
Maybe I just have to click on it?
Wow.
Click on it for more. No, I got it. I got sound.
We
sound.
good?
We can
We
do
good?
this. We are doing this.
Holy shit.
Wow. Somebody's
Okay,
driving
I'm gonna
somewhere.
make the NerdBacon site go theater mode
yeah.
or theater mode.
No, I got it.
Full
I
screen.
got sound.
Oh, man.
We can do this. We are doing this. Here we go. Now I'm gonna share this and haha.
Did I mastermind
You
this?
figured it out. You are the master of things.
Okay, live from NerdBacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa. This
Here
is
we
Level
go.
Nerd Podcast.
Now I'm going to share
Here
this.
at NerdBacon.com. We are the NerdBacon Podcast, delivering the finest and latest news in the world of video games and professional wrestling. I am Jeff, a.k.a. Jeff Roth with NerdBacon.com.
And I'm Dave the Watchman with NerdBacon.com. Welcome to the show, everybody. How's it going?
And as we stated earlier, our third is taking a break because he is a very recent daddy.
That's a poor excuse.
Oriana, please remember, I hope that's the right name. Oriana?
Oriana Irene. It's a very regal princess-sounding name.
Yes, he said he lost the war for calling her Zelda, but he's naming her after Ori and the Blind Forest.
I think he won the war, actually. I kind of like Oriana. That's
I do
a
too.
Really cool name.
It's very cool, and obviously our congratulations to Level Up Justin, and family, and Chelsea, and baby Ori for being here, and everybody being okay. I hear everybody is doing well, so that's good.
I'm always going to think of that Ori and the Blind Forest theme song, though, whenever he refers to her.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway.
No sound on Jeff, FYI. Oh, that's not good.
What?
Is there no sound on me?
How did you screw this up?
Okay, do I have to...
No one knows who we are now.
Hang on, I'm gonna... If I unmute my microphone on OBS, maybe that's the way I want to go.
Oh, that's it. Yep. Okay.
Live on NerdBacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa. God damn it.
We're all right. We're all right. Third time's the charm.
This is the third time. We are NerdBacon's podcast for video games and professional wrestling. Oh my God. I am Jeff, a.k.a. Jeff Roth.
And I'm Dave, the Watchman.
We already know who the hell you are.
Justin had a baby.
We're
over it. We're over it.
Watch the Twitch stream. Watch the Twitch archive for the intro. We missed you, Justin.
The intro's so good.
I have my Hearthstone mug full of booze. I'm going to take liberties with this one.
That sounds about right. My place is like empty though, so.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Now, mine's almost empty because I got to be moving in a couple months anyway.
Oh, where are you going to go?
I have no idea. It's a great start, isn't it?
You're going to be a vagabond.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you have a guest room, I'll come bug you and Lauren for a while.
Maybe. I don't. Anywho.
My God. All right, let's start the podcast. Let's.
Dave Barry's complaining that our mouths aren't in sync. That's the best we can do.
Yeah, this is what we got. So, for right now.
Let's see. I'm just typing in. I think he fixed the sound.
Well, I think it's because I'm picking up the window delayed capture on the actual Twitch stream, but I'm picking up our sound as far as.
Oh, I see.
And that's because I need to be able to hear you, not the stream.
This didn't work as well as I thought.
But we're on Facebook.
We are on Facebook. We'll figure this out. It's a little, hopefully we can figure this out for E3 and then stream, simulcast stream on E3.
If let's start with professional wrestling while I do some sound stuff here.
Okay. Superstar shakeup.
That's
the big
happening.
thing happening in pro wrestling right now.
Yes.
So we had, as predicted, I think you and I both predicted, Jinder Mahal came over to Raw.
That was the first thing. That was the first person we saw first SmackDown person we saw was Jinder Mahal bringing the U.S. Championship over to Raw, which everyone then assumed that, well, if he's coming to Raw, then Seth's going to SmackDown. But then Jinder lost the title immediately to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, but the title is still on the Raw side, so you would think that means that the Intercontinental Championship is going to go to SmackDown. We'll see what happens.
I think that Jeff will take the title with him to SmackDown.
There's a possibility. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
So I'm going to pull up the results. So yeah, Jinder came over. That's pretty cool. Who else? Sammy and Kevin Owens came over.
Yep.
Which means The Miz is probably going to go over to SmackDown, so Daniel Bryan and Miz can have their feud, which has been like 3 years in the making. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
No pun intended. All puns intended.
Yes, right.
Who else came over? Oh,
everyone did. I mean, Bobby Roode came over.
Bobby Roode came over. Drew
McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler.
Do we really care about Dolph Ziggler anymore?
Not really, but I do care about Drew McIntyre.
I don't know. I feel for Drew. I think Drew's going to be in a bad spot.
Well, we shall see. I mean, we shall see.
I was excited that the Fashion Police, Tyler Breeze and Fandango, are coming over to Raw. I think that's a good move for them.
And not only did they come over, they beat the Bar.
They beat the what?
Yeah.
Why?
Because maybe the Bar comes to SmackDown. My first thought was Revival coming to SmackDown, but now I'm thinking like the Bar may come to SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how it all plays out.
The Riot Squad came over to Raw, which Ruby Riot, I can't remember the other chick's name, and Liv Morgan. What is that girl's name? I can't think of it.
Don't have it either.
I got nothing. Which speaks volumes to how they've been treated on SmackDown. Sarah Logan, there it was.
All right. I see that SmackDown is opening with an in-ring segment with AJ Styles right now. So
okay. But yeah, we'll have a live look in on SmackDown to see who comes from Raw over to SmackDown. I'm assuming Jeff Hardy will take the U.S. title back over to SmackDown. I'll tell you, there's a big schmoz fest at the end of Raw last night. A 10-man match. It had Seth, it had Finn, it had Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley, and a fifth going up against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, The Miz, and The Miztourage. Oh, Braun Strowman was the fifth because it's Braun Strowman. He's the best thing in wrestling. But yeah, Raw got stacked. Raw got a lot of great talent that they'll waste.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they should send Braun Strowman over to SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, he needs to be champion wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a live look in on SmackDown to see who goes from Raw.
Maybe he should go to a promotion that'll actually let him keep a belt for more than 24 hours.
True. Again, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we know where the audio is out of sync, but we're trying something new today, just making this thing actually go. So bear with us.
In the words of my mother, piss off.
Wow. So there you go.
Anywho. So yeah, who do you think right now, who would you say would be the winners and the losers of this superstar shakeup?
Boy, I think I'm afraid for Bobby Roode. I'm afraid he's going to get buried on Raw because they have so much top level talent over there, and they're wasting him on SmackDown anyway.
I don't know. I think a Bobby Roode versus Roman Reigns feud would be pretty good.
I would love that, but right now it's Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns.
That's a good feud.
Yes, it is. Oh God.
Oh, I hear audio. I hear my audio, my beautiful voice bleeding through.
But can you hear me? That's the problem. God bless it, you can't hear me at all. Huh. And I know, and I'm sure I know why now.
Why is that?
Because of this, maybe?
And now we do the show all over again.
Live on NerdBacon. No, we're not. We're not doing that.
So anyway, I would say the winners. I would think that actually the Fashion Police are my pick as the winners right now for the Superstar Shakeup. I think this is something that they need. Tyler Breeze and Fandango have been doing great in that tag team. So I think it's a really good opportunity for them to have a more highly visible role.
Oh, agreed. If I can, please get.
Plus, we already know the Raw tag team champions don't mean anything anyway. So
right,
why
exactly.
not? Why not make them champs?
Exactly. Facebook, I'm gonna make the screen go away for a quick second.
Goodbye, screen.
While I make my net make. God damn it. But we'll keep an eye on SmackDown, and we'll see who comes over, and then we can figure out who the winners and losers are.
There we go. Any other big wrestling news? I kind of think it was quiet now that we're in that post-WrestleMania lull.
Yeah, we're kind of. It's kind of right now. I mean, a lot of stuff's happening to shake things up, and I mean, all puns intended. But
I see Rusev got added back on to the Undertaker match over for Saudi Arabia.
Yes, he did.
You're so preoccupied.
Well, I'm trying to make it so people actually hear me on Facebook, which is a big problem.
I gotcha.
I'm not sure why that is the case.
Well, while you figure that out, is there any other wrestling news that you wanted to cover? Because
I mean, we got to keep an eye on what Bullet Club's doing, because after I need to watch Supercard of Honor, because apparently Bullet Club is not fine.
Oh no. Is there trouble in paradise?
It's trouble in paradise. And we'll see what this means for All In September.
Huh. Poor Bullet Club. All right.
Well, what the hell?
Let's move on to the gaming segment then, since wrestling is a little quiet in that post-WrestleMania time frame. Whatever we want to call it.
Sure.
It's a post-WrestleMania lull. We need a break from wrestling.
Very much so.
It's too gosh darn much. All right. So, at NerdBacon, we just published a big exclusive feature on Nintendo. Nintendo over the... Dave Barry's out. All right. Have a good night.
Okay, I may have the issue solved here on that.
Let's add Discord to this. Anywho, late last week, Nintendo, it was uncovered that Nintendo had filed a patent for a new device. I'll just go into the article here from NerdBacon.
Yes, this is exclusive, brought to you by us.
All right, on April 12th, it was discovered that Nintendo has filed a new patent with the United States Patent and Trademark Office for a new gaming device. Originally reported on by Digital Trends this past Friday, the patent describes a new type of gaming system that is able to track objects across multiple LCD devices. Information supplied to the patent office include numerous illustrations of the concept behind the new device and how Nintendo intends for it to operate. These illustrations include ideas such as a finger being able to use the touchscreen functionality to track an on-screen object across one screen and onto another, or a ball that seamlessly travels from one screen of one device to the screen of a second without the need for any sort of wired connection. Other designs show multiple devices being used to display a single object, in this case a banana, as well as the ability for multiple devices to be placed in an array of positions in order to display the object. Each LCD screen displayed a different section of a singular object, and when they were all placed together, the whole object would be shown. According to the patent, this system is provided with a plurality of processing apparatuses that are capable of communicating with each other and include at least a first information processing apparatus and a second information processing apparatus and a control unit that controls the plurality of information processing apparatuses. What I believe this is describing is that information is started on the first device, referred to as a processing apparatus, and that information can be passed on to the second device, with one of those devices acting as the control unit. So they included a number of diagrams for this. So basically, they're showing off some new multiplayer aspects of whatever this is with this LCD screen. So the question is this something that Nintendo is going to integrate into the Nintendo Switch? Or is this something that is brand new from Nintendo? There were some other things. We took a look at some of the different patents that had been filed by Nintendo throughout the course of the development of the Nintendo Switch. And if you look at those patents, it lays out pretty much the entire story of what the Nintendo Switch would be prior to us knowing officially what the Nintendo Switch would be.
Right.
So patents are very important for Nintendo. They really can kind of reveal what they're doing. Here's the really interesting parts, the conspiratorial element, as I put it. On Saturday morning, a thread with a link to the Digital Chimes report appeared on gaming mega forum Reset Era, which grew in length by a few pages. Hours later, the thread and any references to it had completely disappeared off the site. NerdBacon can confirm that the thread was indeed killed by moderators of the forum. These acts of censorship are not uncommon on that site when information being discussed gets too close to the truth. There have been many instances in which Reset-era moderators will censor information or outright kill threads at the behest of developers. While we can't directly confirm who ordered the thread removed in this instance, our conclusions, and please note these conclusions are only speculation, are that Reset Era was contacted by Nintendo with a request to move the thread. So this is absolutely, we confirmed this independently. This was a thread that was on Reset Era linked to the Digital Times article. That thread was removed entirely within a few hours from Reset Era. So to us, that makes us think that there is something to this.
Right.
So what is Nintendo hiding? We had three possibilities. One, this is a new feature that will be implemented into the Nintendo Switch. Possibility two, this patent is describing features pertaining to a hardware revision for the Nintendo Switch. So maybe like a Switch Mini or something like that, like a portable-only version of the Switch. Or possibility number three, Nintendo is getting ready to launch a brand new product. So could Nintendo actually be developing a handheld system from their history with development from what they did with the Nintendo Switch, with the patents that they released there? I gotta say, I think that they are developing it. And we've got some quotes from Kimanishi, Nintendo's president, where they had said that they were interested in the possibility, this was before the Switch's launch, that they were interested in the possibility of maybe one day developing a successor to the Nintendo 3DS, just dependent on how well the Switch sold. Well, the Switch now, of course, is a huge mega blockbuster seller. It's the fastest selling console in history. In fact, it's almost caught up to Sony's lifetime PS4 numbers in Japan, which is, wow.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. It's a perfect system for Japan.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Jeff, what do you think? Do you think that Nintendo is going to develop a handheld? Or do you think this is a revision to the Switch hardware?
I personally, I hope it's a Switch revision, and this is why I say this. I mean, look, Nintendo has been the kings of the handheld since the original Game Boy. Nothing has even came close. The PSP was a nice fad that went away. The Vita is currently a fad that's not doing anything, and in fact, Sony is basically giving up on it. I should say giving up, but you get the idea.
No, they gave up. It's official.
Yeah. So I think in this day and age where Nintendo just came out with the biggest selling system of all time, basically. They
Not
have
quite yet. It's
well on its way to being, one of the best selling consoles of all time. They've got this big project in Labo coming out. I know you and I kind of poo-pooed it, but it's not for us, it's for kids.
Right.
But it's still a big undertaking that Nintendo was doing here. And then at some point, it's like you guys are maybe giving us too much too soon. Plus, we now live in a day and age where this thing in our pockets that everybody has can run games like Fortnite, which is the biggest game on the planet right now. We have these mobile things that can play games. And granted, yes, the Switch is a handheld console hybrid. And people will say the 3DS is more portable, and it is. You don't have to do as much work to get the 3DS on the road. But I really don't think that it's time for a handheld. I think it's too close to a release of a Switch to work on new hardware. So I think this has got to be a version of the Switch.
And I'm along the same lines as you are. I'm definitely hoping that this is going to be a hardware revision to the Nintendo Switch and not a new handheld itself. The whole idea, one of the big selling points of the Nintendo Switch was, hey, here's a unified device that takes the best elements of our console gaming and the best elements of our portable gaming, which we do really, really well. We put these together, and now you've got something that offers you the same experience no matter where you are.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why the Switch is selling like gangbusters. That's why it's on such a rocket ship to the top right now. So to release another dedicated handheld, even if it's going to be cheaper and maybe geared a little bit more towards kids, kind of defeats the whole concept of the Nintendo Switch. I would much rather see a revision to the Nintendo Switch if they want to go the handheld route. Come out with a cheaper version, maybe that's geared more towards kids. And that's one thing that Nintendo had discussed in interviews leading up to the Nintendo Switch's launch. We have a quoted here from, Kimishima, Nintendo's president, who said that they would maybe target different child-focused needs and market from the Switch, and would differentiate a future handheld for the Switch through price and form factor. So, I don't know. That's
Nintendo's working on something big.
Mm-hmm.
We're led to believe it's something either a revision to the Switch or a new handheld. I think we're both in agreement that we're hoping it's a Switch revision. But I guess we wouldn't be surprised if they came out with a new model of a 3DS or maybe a more powerful 3DS. But I think at that point they're competing against themselves, because again, like you said, a lot of the appeal of the Switch is being able to be a handheld. Like I'm going to get Street Fighter 30th anniversary on it because I can take it with me. It's going to Evo with us, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And that's why I got Rocket. That's why I triple dipped on Rocket League for Switch, because I can take it on the go. If I have another Nintendo handheld, that's conflicting me as a consumer. Like, and again, as I'm showing here, I have way too many DSs and 3DSs in my possession. I don't need more, but and granted, yes, 3DSs can do a lot more than mobile phones can, as far as graphical quality and what have you. But I really hope it's just a different Switch.
I do as well, and again, I think a dedicated handheld would definitely undercut the Switch's momentum, and I don't know, it might mark a turning point in Nintendo. Confusing the market is never good, and we talked about that at length in the year leading up to the Xbox One X launch, and when Microsoft had announced that, they also announced that along with the Xbox One S, so it was kind of a confusing time, and I think that might have undercut a little bit of Microsoft's potential success there. Right. And Nintendo certainly doesn't want to go down that route and confuse their success. So I don't know. Hopefully they know what they're doing. We also have a link in here from the Anime News Network, who had reported on an article from Japanese Nikkei, which is their big market. It's like the Japanese version of Bloomberg. So Nikkei's technology website, and this was back in 2017 that this report came out, But the report from Nikkei stated that Nintendo is currently developing a successor handheld system to the Nintendo 3DS with a planned release in 2018 or later. That was just about a year ago, just a little over a year ago that report came out. So now we've had a year to gestate, and then this patent came out. I don't know. As much as I don't want this to be true, I think that's what they're doing. I think that they are developing a new handheld. I know we're all familiar, those of us in the gaming world, we're probably familiar with Marcus Sellers. He's a kind of a high-profile insider or leaker or whatever you want to say, but he had tweeted something out over the weekend saying that Nintendo was developing a handheld, another dedicated handheld. I don't see that tweet any longer. He might have taken it down. Maybe he got hit by the Nintendo ninjas. I don't know. There is one tweet that's referencing this that's still left up on his page. It said, a while ago, I talked about a new dedicated Nintendo handheld console. You won't be seeing it this year. Next year is a possibility for its announcement. I'll provide more information soon. So that's from him. So I think he might know something. I'm not sure. But from the pieces that we've been able to put together, it sure seems like Nintendo is definitely developing a new handheld. And golly, I
don't know about this. This seems weird and odd, and it's too much too soon.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I think that would confuse the market, and I don't know. It would make me feel just a little bit cheated for buying a Switch. I love the Switch.
Yeah,
and I love that it's
love
portable.
it because the ease of portability, because of the fact that you can take it with you. I can take it into bed and play Rocket League on it before I fall asleep. That's the joy of it. I don't need another Nintendo handheld to do that.
Right, and
unless it's like some special like Game Boy or something like that. If they say, "Hey, we're revamping the Game Boy. It's nostalgic factor." Okay, fine. If they're going to try and sell me on a whole brand new Vita-like Nintendo system, I'm like, I already have that.
Yeah, I don't think that they would, though. This sounds like it would have its own separate library, I would think. What I was going to say is the reason that I would feel robbed is that Nintendo, the technology in the Switch is obviously not as good as, the PS4, the Xbox One X. They skimmed down a little bit of technology, as Nintendo is wont to do,
right,
in order to give you that portable factor there. So if they come out with a new dedicated system, a new dedicated portable system, then that's just going to make me feel cheated in the sense that, well, why didn't you just come out with a regular console if you were going to abandon the whole hybrid concept and just come out with another portable anyway?
Yeah, they really leaned into the fact, with the Switch, they leaned into the fact that, hey, you can take this with you and put the kickstand out and play multiplayer if you want to. And if they come up with a handheld system, it's like, okay, you just abandoned the whole reason why I bought it in the first place. So why should I trust you going forward when you can't back up your word when I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, do I want to play Breath of the Wild on the go, or do I want to play some JRPG that I can barely see? I'd rather play Breath of the Wild on the go.
And I'd rather still have that JRPG on the go as well.
On the Switch. On the same,
That's
I don't
the
just
thing.
play it forward.
If you listen to it, like any forum that you visit, any podcast that you listen to, whenever Nintendo has a Nintendo Direct and they talk about some of the 3DS software, like take for instance Luigi's Mansion. That game from the GameCube is getting redone and it's coming out on the 3DS. And of course, the big question is, whenever you have an announcement like that, well, why not the Switch?
Yeah,
people are ready to be done with the 3DS. They want everything on one unit. And that was another one of the big appealing factors about the Nintendo Switch was that, hey, we're going to unify our game developers and just have them going at it on one system and not worrying about, okay, I got to do a 3DS version of Smash. I got to do a Switch version of Smash. I'm a third-party developer. Do I want to develop a game for 3DS or do I want to do something for, Wii U? You didn't have that. Now you've just got them all. We're going to develop for Switch. Some games are going to look, a lot better than others because we're taking full advantage. Some are just going to be kind of independent games. But the important thing is one system, one library. That was the beautiful thing about it. And this is just putting a dent in it. Unless it plays Switch software, but I don't think that there's any way that that's going to be possible if it's going to be... It would just be a Switch Mini.
But again, if it could play Switch games, I'll play the Switch. Like, I can do without this handheld and just play on Switch.
If it can play the Switch games, then it's the Switch Mini, and that's fine. I
Right.
fully expect Nintendo to release a hardware revision of the Nintendo Switch at some point. They always do that. But yeah, another dedicated handheld, I am not down with that. I think that's going to be big trouble for Nintendo. I think that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
So,
but we'll see. I mean, we'll see what it actually is before that. Then we'll judge it. But if the rumors are out there and a new thing is coming,
the rumors are out there. And for anybody watching, I encourage you to check out the full report over at NerdBacon.com, where we lay out all the different aspects of the patent that they filed just this past weekend. The fact that any references to the patent and the story were pulled down off of Reset Era. They were censored because Reset Era will censor stuff at the behest of developers.
Right.
And then we cover their patent history with the Nintendo Switch and lay out how those patents told the story of the Nintendo Switch and lay out what the possibilities are and the rest of the evidence that we have that draws us to the conclusion that they are developing a new handheld. Do we want them to? I think whether or not we want a new Nintendo handheld is the important thing to take away from this article. This is a conversation that we as a gaming community, I think, really need to have.
For sure.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Let's check your agenda that you sent me.
I didn't have a whole lot of huge news. NBA Playgrounds 2 got announced today.
Okay, and you put on there why. I will tell you why, because that first Playgrounds was not a terrible game. It had some good ideas, and it's because NBA Jam is not a thing right now, which hurts me as an arcade gamer.
It was not a good game, though.
It wasn't good, but there are ideas that can work, and I think if they give them more time, and now I think Playgrounds may have been their first game.
Oh, really?
If I remember right, if I check out who made that. So if they can take what they learned from the first game, it's Saber Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they have done.
Oh, by the way, while you're doing that, Jeff Hardy showed up on SmackDown to take on Shelton Benjamin.
Who called it?
You called it. Right.
Let's see. The
Jeff
Saber
Hardy beat him.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
So, okay, the debut title was Will Rock, which was in 2003, published by Ubisoft.
Good old Ubi.
The Saber 3D engine was used in games like Time Shift, Halo Anniversary, Master Chief Collection, Quake Champions, NBA Playgrounds, the upcoming Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn.
Yeah, baby.
And World War Z upcoming. But, yeah, this has kind of been... Boy, from Mad Dog Games is the publisher of NBA Playgrounds. I've not even heard of them, so I believe this is their first game.
Huh. Well, hopefully it's better.
I'll give it a look because again, I love NBA Jam with all my heart. I love NBA Jam, and this wasn't NBA Jam, but they had some cool things that I can get behind. If you can make that a more broad game and put more modes in there, then I would be okay with that. So I'm not so why as you are. I'm not so philosophical about why they're making this as opposed to you, but that's me.
Did you know that this year is the 25th anniversary of NBA Jam?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stream some NBA Jam later on this year. Look,
What if by some crazy notion? I don't even want to say it. We'll put that in the E3 Dreams column.
I mean, look, EA still owns the rights to that. And that NBA Jam for 360 and PS3 was actually really damn good. I really like that game.
I didn't realize it was EA that owned the rights to that.
Yeah, because EA put out the NBA Jam and NFL Blitz that came out on 360 and PS3. I want to say 2000. I think the NFL Blitz may have been one of my first.
Oh, that's right, because the Super NES games came out from Acclaim.
Right.
And Acclaim is no more, so that's how they got it. I see.
Because Acclaim had all the Midway stuff.
I see
back then.
how it goes. Whoa, what a way for EA to get back in the good graces of gamers this year.
This is why they want to go first at E3, so they can say, hey, by the way, NBA Jam, boom, and walk off
That
stage.
would be so cool.
Bring Tim Kitzrow out on stage and go, he's on fire, and then go away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think a lot would be forgiven if that happened. We'll see.
I would be way down for NBA
Oh
Jam.
wait, I just refreshed Reset Era, and here's a thread. Possible NBA Jam release to celebrate 25th anniversary. What? Let's see. I'm reading this here. We're looking at this live. We're shooting off the cuff. All right. Tim Kitzrow, the voice behind NBA Jam, is
He's on fire!
working with Microsoft to celebrate the game in some way. Mark Turmel was the main force behind the game's development. Maybe the last gen games could just get plopped into EA Access or get re-released with roster updates. Let's see.
Maybe. I'd be fine with that. I mean, obviously you got to factor in like licensing issues with some of these players that aren't in the league anymore. But yeah, they could just like update rosters and put the engine. Like the engine was fine. I loved the recent Jam and Blitz games.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is from ESPN. Looks like this was posted back in January. Electronic Art or EA Sports rebooted the franchise in 2010 and still has the rights, but Kitzrow is working with Microsoft to possibly get the game resurrected for the 25th anniversary. Quote, I can't speak anything to the specifics, but I can tell you there is movement in the works to get it done for the 25th year, Kitzrow said. So I'm hoping that we get a remake that does justice to the original.
all right, I'll call it now. EA will announce something on NBA Jam at E3.
All right, we'll take it.
And I will like a little girl because
Yeah, I would be excited for
God,
that too.
Man, that'd be so good.
I would be excited for that too. I'm looking for what the last post here is.
Tim Kitzrow is the voice in the new Mutant League Football.
Really? Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
That's available on Steam Early Access and Xbox One Preview, and Tim Kitzrow is the announcer.
Oh, I don't see anything additional. That's just funny. That's speak of the devil type stuff right there.
See, it's like people are hearing us in real time, then going back to January and
So, in short, yay if NBA Jam gets announced.
yeah,
Like
and I'm going to call
NBA
it
Jam
now
reboot.
that E3 we're going to see something from EA about NBA Jam.
How sad would that be for the Playgrounds developers, though?
They may not make the game anymore. Speaking of games that we may not see for a while, Dark Souls 3 for Switch got pushed back due to some rumors of trouble at Namco.
Yeah, let me actually pull up this post real quick.
Is this Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls Definitive whatever?
This is the Dark Souls 3 port that's supposed to be coming out to Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
So that got
It's
pushed back.
not.
It was supposed to be out. It was supposed to be out in May. Oh, I know what other.
It's remastered, not 3. It's remastered.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. While I'm punching this up, I remember the other big wrestling news that happened this week. To go back for a second, it was
Sure.
I made the connection because of May, and May 5th was the date that love was supposed to triumph over all, and John Cena and Nikki Bella were supposed to be joined together in holy matrimony. But John Cena loves John Cena the most. He loves his muscles. You can't see me, Nikki. You're fired, is what he says.
Have you seen his muscles?
I have seen his muscles. They are spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big muscles.
So yeah, the big engagement is now off. So you wonder. I saw a nice tweet from somebody that said, "I wonder how long until they retcon WrestleMania and don't put it on the network anymore."
Oh my goodness, they shouldn't retcon it. Come on, why? It was a part of WrestleMania.
And then Total Bellas doesn't exist anymore, and
it's not like he's Chris Benoit. He didn't murder her. He just murdered her heart.
The Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered. Oh, by also wrestling news that Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt are now #1 contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Yes, wonderful.
But I guess the title's being held up obviously because they stripped the Kid and Braun from the title. So I think they're going to be. They beat the Revival to go to the finals and go for the anyway.
I like it.
Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered won't make it. So it's supposed to come out May 25th. Namco pushed it back until, quote-unquote, summer of 2018.
Yeah, that could be, who knows, August, September. That's not a good
But
sign.
only the Switch version, because the PS4, PC, and Xbox One versions are still on schedule for release in May,
That makes me wonder
according to Polygon.
So is there a problem with just the Switch, or is there just a problem with Namco?
Well, here's
Or is there pressure from Sony? I've heard some rumors that Sony is concerned about Nintendo Switch, like more than a little concerned.
The statement from them says, quote, "Due to the nature of casualty, we must announce the Nintendo Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered will be pushed back to summer of 18, and with it, the release of the Solera of Astoria amiibo. But the rest will retain their May 25th release date." That seems weird to push back one version of a game, and that one.
I'm going to do a little bit of digging on that. I'm wondering if that's a technical issue or if that's a Sony issue.
If it's a Sony issue, why would it come out for PC and Xbox One the same day?
They're not as... From what I understand, Sony is much more concerned about the momentum of the Nintendo Switch than they are with Xbox One. In fact, I'll let you in on some inside baseball that's going to come out in a report maybe as soon as tomorrow. Sony internally views the Switch now as their main competitor. At least of what's out right now.
Okay. You think then they may rush this PS5 and they could be shooting themselves in the foot by being so scared by Nintendo they rush the PS5?
I don't know. It depends on what Nintendo does and depends on what Microsoft does as well.
Sure.
But that's more of a conversation we'll get into at another time.
This E3 is getting more and more interesting.
That's why I've been telling you. I've been saying, dude, this E3 is going to be crazy, and just leaving it at that.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can watch all of the E3 coverage here at the NerdBacon Twitch channel and NerdBacon.com. So we'll be talking over all the major press conferences throughout the week's festivities.
And
starting with EA.
Hopefully Facebook.
Hopefully Facebook. I took the stream down because it was giving me some issues, but I good test. Hopefully no information of mine got out there. I couldn't tell.
Why would information of yours get out there?
I don't know what's on my Chrome. I don't know what's on the Facebook, whatever. But
that's all right.
Yeah,
anyway,
I get paranoid sometimes, with whole Facebook and Zuckerberg in front of Senate kind of deal.
Oh, you don't have to be streaming. He knows everything about you. He knows what to do.
Hi, Mark. Good to see you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, and just for an aside on that, thank goodness he wasn't under oath, because he'd be sitting in jail right now for how much he lied. Yeah. I mean, that guy, I was listening in on that for, several hours over the past few days when it was airing, and that dude was lying through his teeth.
Everyone does up there, dude. It doesn't matter who you are. If
that's true. That's
front of a panel of judges like that, you're going to lie about something. Everyone does it.
Anyway, back over to Dark Souls. So
yes.
This came out from another source called Leaky Pandy, who had leaked a few other things. I love Twitter.
Okay, credibility.
I love and I hate Twitter simultaneously. All right. Reports: trouble at Bandai Namco Entertainment.
Just don't touch my Tekken. Leave my Tekken out of this.
You should consider any info shared here as unconfirmed rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. Contents: overall atmosphere at Bandai Namco Entertainment, Ace Combat 7, and Code Vein. Starts off, atmosphere at Bandai Namco Entertainment. BNS has bled key staff talent in the last 2 years due to scheduling and license work. There's been a shift in focus to new IP, new tools, and recruitment to mitigate the situation. Most licensed work is contracted to partners now. New BNS teams stalling development midway. Ace Combat 7. VR feature greatly interfered with mission and enemy design. Development was roadblocked most of the first half of 2017. Sony invested in development. We do not know if financially, in active work, or both. And they say it cannot be delayed any longer and to expect a blowout plus release date at E3. I think this was Ace Combat 7 was first revealed maybe in like 2005 at PlayStation Experience.
Something like that, yeah.
And then finally, Code Vein. Switch version proposed by management in late November 2017. Overall game very behind schedule as soon as early 2017. There's been a massive feature creep to the game, so I guess I keep adding new content into it.
Right.
Dark Souls Remastered was brought to the front to release in its place. Switch version canned as of February 2018, coming 2019 if at all.
If at all.
Yeah, that's a little bit contradictory, saying it's canned, but it's 2019 if at all. Sure. Somebody asked about that, and Leaky said, the game will release this year on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Steam for sure. The Switch port could be super late this year, the next one, or never.
It sounds like they're being overworked and maybe have too much going on. This doesn't sound like Trouble in Paradise. It sounds like a game developer studio.
Yeah. But it's a little bit sad to hear. I've kind of wondered what's been going on with Ace Combat 7, because, I mean, that game has been taking for freaking ever.
Well, I mean, does it hold that much reverence right now? I mean, Ace Combat's just kind of there. To me, personally, Ace Combat always felt like it was there.
Right.
There was that, what was that last one that was, that I played on 360? It was not a great game, but really no Ace Combat game has stood out, really. It always felt like it felt like Ridge Racer. Like it was always kind of like you knew it was there and like it was a good time, but I think nothing was huge.
The cool thing about this one though is that oh God, what? No, Samoa Joe is on SmackDown.
No.
Why would you do this, God? Why?
He was supposed to feud with Roman Reigns.
Why?
Oh, now...
Yeah, well, maybe they don't.
And they put him on SmackDown to demolish Sin Cara. I forgot Sin Cara was still employed.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Good God. God damn it.
I guess we can't have Samoa Joe exposing just how crappy of a wrestler.
But does this now mean we get Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura?
I'm good with that.
I'm okay with that.
There were other avenues by which we could have gotten that, but...
Sure. But, I mean, okay, change of pace. Samoa Joe comes back. Man. Maybe this will give him the resurgence that The Miz got when he went to SmackDown, you know? Maybe this will kind of give him a nice push. But damn it. Oh, well. Okay. Namco troubles aside. You said a new Wave Race got teased.
Oh, yes. Let me pull that up.
I'd be down for a new Wave Race.
Indeed. So this
I mean, I wish it was Jet Moto, but still.
So let's see here. I've got this was on NeoGAF. So Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi was at the BAFTA Awards, and he was the producer of Wave Race. He was asked about the chances of seeing a new entry on Switch, and he strongly hinted at the possibility. Let's see. Speaking to longtime Nintendo developer and Wave Race producer Shinya Takahashi at this year's BAFTAs.
You okay? You having a stroke?
Yeah. We asked him whether Switch owners could expect to see the franchise making a splash on Nintendo's new hybrid console. And Takahashi, sorry. Golly, I will get this right. Takahashi! Yeah. There we go. Takahashi. There we go.
We are credible reporters.
Indeed. Takahashi said, quote, "You may see that game again." He teased this with a grin. He says, "We've been trying to make many games, and that may be one of them. I personally love Wave Race." End quote.
And I'm with him. I love Wave Race as well. Wave Race 64 was a great game.
He's being what you call cheeky.
Here's what I'm hoping, that if Wave Race does come out and it plays like Mario Kart, I mean, let's figure it plays like Mario Kart, but obviously in the water. And it has good online features and everything. Hopefully this pushes Sony to making a new Jet Moto. That's what I personally want. But I'd be way down for a new Wave Race.
Yeah, it's been the last one was what, Blue Storm on the GameCube?
GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, so we've only had two.
That was a good game too.
Yeah, we've only had two Wave Race titles.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. I don't see it happening this year, but maybe sometime in the future, maybe next year. I feel like the Switch is still the system of dreams, and anything could happen.
Yeah, we got a new Shaq Fu this year.
We got a new Shaq Fu.
I don't know. Like I went to when I went to GameStop, I pre-ordered my Yakuza and my God of War and my Street Fighter. I had the list print out for Switch games, and it said, "Oh, Shaq Fu is in like June." Like, wait.
Yeah.
Why have we heard nothing about that? Like, I knew that it was happening, but we've seen no images, no video, no news drop of this. I don't think this comes out that day.
I don't see it.
Because what is it? What's it going to be? Is it going to be an actual fighting game?
No, it's going to be more along. It's going to be like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
That's okay. I remember that rumor getting out there. There's supposed to be but it's not Shaq Fu. Then I don't care anymore. Like, if it was a proper 2D fighting game, then I would want it be. I want to.
I don't know. I'd be down with like 2D beat 'em ups. They're just gone. I'd be down for
but you don't call it Shaq Fu. Call it Shacks of Rage.
I'd be so down with that. Yeah. I don't know. I'll take a look at Shaq Fu. I think it'd be funny.
Oh, I will too. There's a reason why that game is still. It's a bad game, but it still holds a lot of reverence. For us as fighting game fans.
As something that existed. By the way, one correction. Namco themselves is not the studio that's making Dark Souls. It's a port studio that's doing it. So that could be a reason for the delay. I don't know. Sure. Who knows?
How about games that are currently out? Because I picked up my copy of Yakuza 6, A Song of Life.
Oh, yes.
Here's the weird thing. So this is the Essence of Art edition. It costs the same as the other edition.
Why? Why do this?
But here's the difference. So it's a full price $60 game. I bought the Essence of Art edition, and it's kind of a cool cover here. But here's the art book here.
There you go.
This is what the game comes in. Oh. The disc would be in here. It's in my PS4 downloaded right now. But here's what the disc would be.
Nice. All right.
But it's full of like fan art.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh! I wish more games would do that.
I wouldn't say full. I'd say it's like 20 pages of fan art. It kind of, it's neat.
So would you pay more, like $10 more for physical editions, if the physical edition, like, pretty much always included, like, the fan art and stuff like that?
Depends on what game was. If it's World of Warcraft, yes, every time.
Right.
But if it's something like, hey, Mafia 4. No, not really.
Okay.
It depends on the subject matter. Yakuza definitely, because this series has some beautiful artwork, and the fans have made some amazing pieces of work in here. I wish there's more of it. It's 20 pages, which is kind of it's like I should have just bought the regular version.
Yeah.
But
still,
it's the same price.
Cool
same price.
Yeah, for the same price, that's a really cool extra to have for a while.
Oh sure, and the fact that Yakuza games. If you do like an eBay or Amazon search, those older PS2 games go for a pretty penny.
Really?
Like they go for like $70 or $80 for the PS2 versions of Yakuza 1 and 2.
Oh wow.
I imagine they're probably going down with Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2 coming out. But even Yakuza 3, if you find that pre-owned, it's like $30 still.
Interesting.
And we're on 6. Like these games are maybe hard to find once they get circulation.
I bought Yakuza. Definitely 5, and I think I've got Yakuza 4 digitally from like a PlayStation Network sale maybe over a year ago, and I haven't really delved into them. I started playing Yakuza 5 a little bit, like a few hours into it, and it's pretty cool. I just haven't like gotten like meat and potatoes into it yet.
Right, and that's always my issue is that I love this series because it's more than just Japanese GTA. It's a lot more than that, and I keep getting into a couple hours, and then I move on to something else, and I forget about Yakuza. And I have almost every Yakuza game. I got Kiwami, I've got 0, I've got 4, 5, 6. I don't have 2. I'm going to get Kiwami 2, and that comes out I think it comes out in August for Kiwami 2. And then I got to find a copy of 3. Also, there's that zombie offshoot. I think it's called like Dead Souls, something like that, but some zombie offshoot.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name either.
I love the back of the box here. It says, "A world of games. Build a Yakuza clan for team battle." There's some like tower defense in this. Like
What?
you recruit gang members and do like tower defense. It seems nuts. Go spearfishing, live chat with sexy girls, find cats, play arcade games, and much more.
Live chat with 60 girls. I don't think Lauren will let me play that game.
This seems kind of like
She'll
the evolution.
Say, no, you don't do that.
Yakuza always felt to me like a better evolution of Shenmue. And we're going to get Shenmue 1 and 2 collection, which means Shenmue 3 is happening, I hope. But this seems like...
Shenmue 3 is happening, but...
Well, sure, but...
Someday.
Like, this seems like an evolution of the Shenmue idea.
It does. That's one of the things that I really took away, even with the limited experience of playing Yakuza 5. You can definitely feel the roots of firmly planted in what they did with Shenmue.
But I mean, this is getting decent reviews. Like I've seen IGN give it a 7.5, and we've seen 8 and stuff. This is the end of the what the hell is his name now? Okiryu, the main character. This is the end of his story. So this is kind of the end of an era with Yakuza 6. Then we go on to hopefully something else in the future with Yakuza. But I'm looking forward. I'm gonna be streaming this over the Jeff Roth page. It's the beginning of Yakuza 6 for a little bit because I don't work tomorrow, so I'll be going to the wee hours of the morning doing this.
Nice.
Also, oh my God, Friday.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm just gonna sing it while you talk about it. Boom,
that's fine.
Boom,
what's already being talked about as Game of the Year, and it's not even out yet. God of King War comes out Friday.
I am so excited for this.
I am stoked.
Kind of on the fence, but I'm really glad that Sony released the review copies early, so the review scores could get out there. And yeah, even though I'm doing improv all weekend and I won't be able to play it, I'm still gonna go in and grab that.
And here's the part of the show where I wax nostalgic or I wax poetic and say, look, Dave and I consider ourselves experts in the gaming world. IGN are experts. GameSpot are experts. When we put reviews out there, that's our idea. Much like Dave Meltzer, you should not take the reviews as the gospel truth in anything.
If I read a review, you should.
Sure, fine. My review, I'm the most perfect reviewer of all time. So whatever I say is gospel. But what I'm getting at is, yes, God of War is getting 10 out of 10s. It's getting perfect scores.
Yeah. It looks so good.
Oh,
I've been all about this game ever since it was revealed. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to try this out. I've
not been this excited for this game. Oh man,
I never played any of the original God of War games.
Okay.
Like when they came out on the PlayStation 2, the original God of War, it was at a time when I was trying to kind of get out of video games. It was like, I'm too cool for video games. I'm gonna go hit the clubs and try and make girls and shit. And so I was
hit the clubs. Well, I want to see the Watchmen at the clubs.
It was not good. It was poor results. Which is ironic because then years later it's like, oh no, you're with a girl who loves video games. You didn't have to abandon this after all.
Way to go.
Yeah. Anyway, just goes to show you. Be you. But anyway, I missed out on God of War, and I always thought, like, through God of War 2 and 3, that there was just something very unappealing about the character Kratos. It just seemed like a game that was designed for meatheads, just
I
like,
can see that, sure.
Big buff, muscular, stupid jerk-off dudes. And I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But God of War 4. God of War, yes. I am the god of this number.
Sorry, I'll just go into 5. I mean. No, Kratos, the God of War series really hit home for me because I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology. And like seeing these characters I learned so much about in history class and see them come to life and seeing them be brutally murdered. And some of that I was always like, I was of that age. Like, I was that age of, like, the Attitude Era was just where I needed. Late 90s, I'm like, okay, I'm a teenager. I was still in my teenage years come early 2000s when the first God of War was starting to come out. And I'm like, I want to just do stupid, button-mashy, horrible fatalities, go Mortal Kombat. That was my thing. And then seeing the evolution of the character and seeing him just the most angry character in video games, just the most, I don't give a shit about anybody but myself, fuck everything, like just seeing him and now seeing him transform into a father.
Right.
And having to caring about his own, and just to watch that, that alone had sold me on this. But the fact that it's getting perfect reviews and people are just gushing about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm even more stoked for this.
Yeah, and it's that evolution of Kratos as a character that we've seen in the trailers and what's been talked about in reviews that definitely has turned me onto it, and it just looks like a freaking beautiful game as
Sure,
well.
and the big fact was the epic scale of the battles, and the game just felt epic, like kind of like Shadow of the Colossus felt when you first saw it. Like it just felt larger than life at a time where that wasn't really a thing, and then just seeing them up themselves every time they go out there, and it was that game just grabbed me immediately. And this is the most excited I've been for a game yet this year. I'm even counting Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball in that.
Yeah.
But this is the most excited I am for a game so far. I mean, Red Dead is going to trump this down the road, but the hype level is real.
Second half of this year definitely feels a lot more stacked than the first half of this year. So
for sure.
But yeah, God of War is like, Dragon Ball was kind of a big release, but God of War just feels like we're finally getting the year started with a mega blockbuster. So
this week in general with I mean, for me with Yakuza and with that, I mean, yeah, I bought Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball the same day, and I kind of feel like, okay, now we're going. But then February and March just dead. So
it feels like this year is a little slow to get going, and the weather outside too. My goodness, we're gonna get snow again tomorrow.
Let's say we had a warm, almost 60-degree day, and tomorrow's gonna freaking snow.
Yep.
Luckily, I don't work tomorrow, so I'll be snowed in, playing games on stream for y'all.
Butts to you. I gotta go out and work.
But then I work Saturday, so
that stinks.
Butts to you for now.
Yeah.
I also did play a little bit of the new Battle Royale game from Boss Key Productions, Radical Heights.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that stream.
Yes, you did. By the time, sometime tonight, I'll have that Sizzle Reel live up on NerdBacon to kind of get my thoughts on it. There's some interesting things about that game, and it's interesting because they spent 5 months developing that. And it is an extreme early access, as in, like, the game is not done. The game is broken in many. Yeah. It's very broken in some instances, but there's some really interesting things going on there. So don't be so quick to write that game off just yet.
Yeah, it does feel like it's still getting talked about. What are the statistics a week later? What are the statistics as far as people streaming that game?
You know, I'm going to find out right frickin' now. If I hit the browse button here on Twitch, Radical Heights.
While you do that, I'll give you a quick SmackDown update.
Sure, hit me.
Big Cass is now on SmackDown.
Oh, he's back.
Is Sanity.
Oh, yeah. Dope. I was hoping they get called up. Dope.
So can we just say Sanity is now the A+, or SmackDown is now the A+ show?
Yes. I found Radical Heights. It's not top 10 anymore. I'm going to start counting. Go keep talking.
Okay. While he talks about Radical Heights, we'll talk about a rumor that Polygon published today regarding Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This was just announced a few weeks ago.
Okay, before I forget, it's 83rd.
It's 83rd?
Yes, it's just above MapleStory and right behind Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Is it that Cliff Bleszinski effect?
And this is just the viewers. It doesn't take into account how many people actually. This is just people viewing it. It doesn't matter how many people are actually streaming it.
That's
it's just
a big drop off in a week, though.
It sure is, because within a couple of days it was still hanging around top 5, top 10, and now it's fallen quite a ways. Yakuza 6, by the way, is 17th.
Nice.
So
nice.
I'll be streaming that later. But go on. Yes, Call of Duty.
Okay, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. According to Polygon, according to a rumor that was published earlier today online, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 won't include a traditional single-player story mode, according to sources with knowledge of the project's status. The shift in creative direction will make Black Ops 4 the first mainline Call of Duty to ship without a standard campaign. When we reached out for comment, an Activision spokesperson said, "We don't comment on rumors and speculation. We look forward to revealing Black Ops 4 on May 17th.
Oh, God.
The sources who asked for anonymity said that as Black Ops 4's release date approached, it became evident that the development on the single-player campaign wouldn't be completed. One source said Treyarch has since focused Black Ops 4's development on expanding multiplayer and the series' popular Zombies mode. The source described an emphasis on cooperative modes as a potential stand-in for the typical single-player campaign experience. Created by Infinity Ward in 2003, the Call of Duty franchise initially built acclaim around its single-player campaigns. The studio took advantage of the additional power of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 early in their life cycles, producing cinematic, linear, and heavily directed missions that stood above the other first-person shooters of that generation. No Russian, the controversial mission from 2009's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, involving a shooting at an airport, is one of the most notorious and iconic single-player moments in games, regularly used in supercuts and news packages commenting on violence in video games. But as the series grew in popularity with each annual iteration, it became increasingly synonymous with multiplayer. With Activision support, Call of Duty has become a major esport, filling massive auditoriums and festivals. In recent years, Activision has allowed PC users to download the single-player and multiplayer modes separately. The Black Ops series has been spearheaded by Treyarch since the original entry in 2010 through Call of Duty games including Black Ops are produced with support from other studios, including Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, Raven Software, and Certain Affinity, the Black Ops series has featured an ongoing and largely praised story extending from the 1960s to the 2060s, mixing Cold War intrigue with not-so-distant future techno-paranoia. Black Ops 4 will mark the series' longest-running sub-franchise in the Call of Duty series, surpassing the Modern Warfare trilogy. So, in short, what do you make of this? Do you think, this was by Chris Plant over at Polygon,
Okay.
do you think that they would be crazy enough to put out Call of Duty without a single player?
I think they would be, and I think this makes sense if the game is not called Black Ops. Like, I've been saying this for a long time, that they just need to make a Call of Duty Online. And just say, here's a free-to-play, multiplayer only, we'll add updates with co-op and then microtransaction the shit out of it. They will make a lot of money off that, by the way. And just do it that way and keep updating Call of Duty Online. As opposed, but I mean, granted, they're making money hand over fist right now. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this happen without a campaign, because many people who do play Call of Duty still don't play for the campaign. Mm-hmm. But because they're slapping Black Ops 4 on it, they're insinuating they're supposed to be continuing the story of the Black Ops sub-series. So
right.
It would disappoint me if they did release it without a campaign, but I would not be surprised.
So does paying $60 for a Call of Duty game without a campaign, just multiplayer Call of Duty, do you think people are going to bite on that?
Oh, I think so, because
it's Call of Duty, yeah. That's going to be a really interesting experiment, isn't it? Call of Duty without a single player mode.
I wonder if they sweeten the deal and say, hey, all future content like Star Wars Battlefront 2, all of our future maps and stuff like that is free.
What do you think? Do you think this is true or no?
Well, if the news is that the campaign's not done yet and can't get done, I wouldn't be surprised if they patched it in later. Like there's been plenty of times where they patched in a story or patched in a single player campaign after the fact, and that would make me I would feel a little shitty buying it without a complete package. It feels like early access at that point.
Yeah,
for a full price game from Call of Duty, which Call of Duty should never be in early access. But I don't know. I could see it happening. Would not be surprised. I'd be disappointed though.
Yeah, maybe that will finally be the turning point where Call of Duty isn't the number one selling game each year.
Could be. Well, what else do we got gaming-wise here, Watchman?
I think that's about all that we've got. Checking any wrestling stuff right now.
So I usually get the updates on the iPad, which is now not around me. Where did I just had it in my hands?
I love how my cell phone suddenly decides, oh, I don't have any battery left. Like,
Nice.
There's no warning or anything. It's just, oh, I'm trying to look something up, and then all of a sudden it just shuts down.
I didn't move. I've not moved in the past hour and a half. Where in the ass did my iPad go?
I don't know. Why would you put your iPad in your ass? That seems weird.
It didn't.
Don't put your iPad in your ass.
I'll find it later, I'm sure.
Keep it out there.
I've been sitting down the entire time. God, I can remember every word of the Carmen Sandiego theme song, but I forget where my iPad is a second after I put it the hell down. God.
Well,
that for later.
You'll be all right.
So like I said, I'm looking forward to Yakuza 6 because I love the series, even though I don't get too far into them. But I'm looking forward to streaming some of that. And yes, God of War is coming out on Friday. Trying to see what the big stuff is coming out yet. This month is pretty much after this is pretty much dead.
No, we got Street Fighter at the end of May.
But yeah, I'm saying the rest of April. Is
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
dead.
Well, April will be pretty much over, so...
Right. I mean, we're getting down to it. This is going to bug the shit out of me.
David really starts packing afterwards.
Yeah, and we got a lot of stuff to come up with because, again, we're close to E3. We are going to get our flights ready for EVO.
Yeah. My laugh of the week came from a Reset Era thread where somebody's like, guys, I think Starfield might be a mobile-only game. Because they put out a patent and they refer to it as mobile, and like other games like Elder Scrolls and stuff didn't refer to mobile. So I think if Starfield is a real thing, I think it's mobile. Never mind that he obviously didn't read the rest of the patent, which included mobile and like PC and regular video games and stuff like that for the trademark registration. So it's like, you're reading one part of it, you stupid dick. Mobile just refers to that, yes, if Starfield is real and is coming out, then there's going to be a mobile app to it, you stupid dick. Sorry.
I
find Reset Era is so annoying. It's just so annoying.
And I wonder. I mean, I wonder why you keep going back there, but it's for entertainment purposes, I'm sure.
Well, I'm the Watchman. I gotta see what's going on.
But who watches the Watchman?
No one. I am above reproach.
Is this what? Am I reading this properly? What is the A? Is that in Japanese? Crap. Shit! Sorry, I saw some games that made me excited, but they only come out in Japan. Yeah, when we get Justin back here next week, we'll go over what's coming out in May, because May's got some shit in it, okay? May's got some games in it. Including that. Yeah, including Street Fighter. So, let's take her on home then. Anything happening on SmackDown?
That's what I'm checking right now.
Because my iPad would tell me if I knew where the hell I just put the freaking thing. Did someone steal it while I wasn't looking?
I didn't see anybody.
This is horrible.
Stream. Like, who do you have wandering around your house?
I have no idea.
Luke Harper. The Bludgeon Brothers beat up the Usos. It took me back to the beginning for some reason. Okay, here we go. Carmella is out, and she talks about how she's cool and how she's Carmella.
F-A-B-O-L-O-U-S.
And then that's the AJ Styles. No, that just takes me back to the beginning. All right, so nothing
okay.
right now. All right.
Well, let's take her on home. So the plan this week with me on the Jeff Roth Twitch channel. Again, we're going to close this down. We're going to stream some Yakuza 6, the very beginning of Yakuza 6. We're going to go in cold on some Yak 6.
Nice.
Tomorrow During the day, we'll be doing a PS2 marathon for a follower milestone party. We'll marathon the PS2 games. Thursday, here on this channel, the NerdBacon channel, we're doing some more Hearthstone. I made some new decks. So the year turned over the weekend as far as what cards you can use in standard decks. So I've had to go from scratch and build some new decks. So we're going to try them out here on the NerdBacon channel on Thursday. I got some wins last night with those decks, but I want to tweak them a little bit. Tweak. So we'll do that here on NerdBacon. And then Friday, yes, it's happening. God of War is happening. Son of a bitch.
I know, I'm going to want to stay up and play that all night.
Oh, so we discussed this, that I can go to the GameStop here in the Central Time Zone on Thursday to pick up my game at 9 o'clock. And I asked the guy, I was like, okay, so you mean you'll open up at 9 and then you can release it on the street date at 11:01 our time? And he said, no, we're opening at 6 to finalize stuff, and then you can actually pick up the game at 9 o'clock. I'm like, that's a weird thing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So, like what? I mean, I love it, but isn't that breaking a street date? Because it's not Friday anywhere in the U.S. at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. That's up to them. That's between them and their god of
war.
Sure.
Oh! God damn, it's happening.
That's the end. There we go.
That is it. I know you're in the midst of moving, but what are you going to be trying to play anyway?
I will try and play a little God of War this weekend, but I really need to get some packing and stuff done. Plus, I got some improv shows as well, so I think my gaming is going to be pretty much done. One other thing, there was a game that I helped, I wrote about a couple of years ago that I thought looked really cool. It was on Kickstarter. It was called Melancholy Republic. That finally came out, so I will try and play a little bit of that.
There you go.
Yeah, it's small studio, but I love the art style, and the music looks really good. It's just a story-driven RPG, so there's no combat or anything to it. It's just telling the story in this beautiful Super NES style of graphics and music and everything. So
nice.
I'm kind of
like a Cosmic Star.
It's like that, but Cosmic Star had actual combat. It was a full-fledged RPG. This is just a story. So we'll see how that plays out. But
on the flip, I'm gonna try to get some Destiny 2 in as well, because the new Iron Banner season kicks off this week, and I just got my Hunter. So I'm playing the PC version now. I played the Xbox One version a lot, but now I'm on the PC version mainly. And I've got my Titan ready to go, leveled up to the level cap. I got my Hunter past the main campaign now, so I need to get him to the level cap. I need to get my Warlock ready to go, which will take me a while. But I hope I get some of that Iron Banner stuff in. It's the cool shit I can get loot-wise. But yeah, man, I'm ready to dive into the world. So we're going to go inside a hidden world, Tokyo's red light district, and Hiroshima's sleepy port town, open to you with unparalleled realism and opportunity.
You're playing that tonight?
I'm playing some Yakuza 6 at the Jeffera stream once we're done with this podcast.
And of course, that'll be simulcast right here as well.
Absolutely. It'll be hosted right here at NerdBacon.
Jeff, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Jefferoth, Jepheroth, because it's Jeff and Sephiroth and Azeroth all in one stupid name. So you can find me there, and then twitch.tv/Jefferoth as well, and youtube.com/JeffOfAllGames. Master of None. Dave, where can I find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Dave the Watchman. So check me out over there. Otherwise, check us out. NerdBacon.com is the site. Check out our reports, our in-depth feature presentation on Nintendo developing a new handheld system. We think that's what they're doing. That's what the new patents that were filed just this past week seem to reveal to us. But check out the case that we lay out for that right over there at NerdBacon.com. So
yes, and next week here on this podcast, we'll hopefully have our third back. We'll have Justin back. We miss you, Justin, but congrats on being a papa. We'll hopefully have Justin back. We're going to give our thoughts on God of War. We're going to look forward to the month of May, and we're going to see more of the Superstar shakeup and even more news from wrestling and video games. So stay tuned on this channel. Follow us. And we'll be on Facebook hopefully again next week once I figure that shit. I have an idea.
I have an idea. All right.
We'll talk later. So thank you all for watching the Level Up Lariat podcast here at NerdBacon.com. We will see y'all next week. Game tasty and stay too sweet.